just assumed there's gonna be gore. Maybe maybe some. Well, obviously there's flickering. I don't know. If you can be trigger easily, don't watch, I guess. Oh, I love this mouse cursor. Is it like? It's a little claw finger pointing. This is a love story. From what I saw of the trailer, it was not. Scarlet Hollow is their other game.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world. While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Am I not the hero? I'm not the hero of the story? Why am I here?
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood.
That's not like a real cabin.
The princess
looks
really
really
lives
small.
here. Slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Like the cabin was
Her
specifically made
voice
for the
carries up the stairs.
for the
Who's
basement.
there?
She sounds dangerous.
Oh, I'm holding the knife
It's almost
now.
as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Am I being manipulated right now, though?
Good. You're still listening to reason.
I'm the strong and silent type in this playthrough right now.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
Oop. I didn't mean to.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
Is that my voice? Or no? Like
And
my
there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Is your crown crooked, bitch? I'm gonna do just
You
strong
step
and silent.
forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me?
Go, unless you're a
I'm
witch.
probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late.
Go for it, bro.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh,
My knife is bloody. Whoa.
this is it, isn't it?
Detail.
I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder. Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face.
Bro, that music drop is kind of scary.
But is it over? Really over? It's over. You could check her sleeves if you want, but I can assure you that there's nothing hidden up there. We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse? I really don't think you should do that. And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us? I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that. You lean down and place your hand against her neck, holding your breath as you search
I'm
for
gonna
a
do her
pulse,
wrist, but that's...
even though you know
Oh,
you're not
look,
going to find
I
one.
have a scaly hand.
We definitely won't if you keep talking. I'm sorry, do you want her to be alive? You just saved the entire world from annihilation. Why are you suddenly trying to call that into question? Wait, what was that?
What the
You know
fuck?
what that was? That was the sound of a heartbeat, followed by another, and another.
I guess I won't be dying alone after all.
Oh my god.
Something sharp digs into your side, the shock of it sending your nerves into a pained frenzy. Quick, let's get out of here.
Bro, I think she got...
It's too
no.
late for that now. You collapse to the ground as the mortally wounded princess twists a blade of her own deeper between your ribs.
Gosh, she's terrifying.
As you fall, she falls with you, exhausted by the effort, the little life that was left in her eyes fading rapidly.
An eye for an eye. A life for a life. I guess we're even now. See you around.
You were so close. Why did you hesitate? It doesn't matter. At least you managed to take her with you, for whatever that's worth. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Is this like a loop? Oh my god, and it keeps going! I'm confused. I'm dead.
You're on a path in the woods,
Oh?
and you're here to slay. I can assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago. If he doesn't
We've
remember
done
what
this.
happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
This whole thing's a crock of shit. She's just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us again.
Oh my gosh, this is
Stabs?
great.
Well, you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed.
Yeah, that's exactly what you told us last time. You said this whole thing would be easy, but after we sank our blade into her heart, she just got up and started stabbing us.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons, so there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this job. You'll do just
I
fine.
was made for this job? That sounds very ominous.
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
We mostly listened to you. How were we supposed to know she'd spring back to life?
If she sprung back to life in this hypothetical scenario, then clearly you didn't slay her.
Excuse me.
But congratulations, you've been given a chance to actually do this right.
He literally does not care that, like, we're stuck in a loop, and he's just like, whatever it takes to reach my ends.
And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
What do you mean?
Of course there weren't any consequences. We stabbed the princess stabbed us, and now everyone's right back to where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself? Or were
So
you
was I
instead
going to
transported
die
a different world
no
entirely?
matter what I chose in the last act? And then, like, I would have always ended up
Had you
in the loop?
failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left?
Screw this. Who cares what happened to everyone else? She's not going to play fair, so we should do what we can to save ourselves and just get out of here.
At
You
least
got
you
a
know
point.
not to trust her, but you do realize that everything and everyone includes you, right? If you turn around and leave, you're dooming yourself as well as everyone else.
Oh my god, he has a point.
We were so close to finishing the job last time. She can't get the jump on us twice. If we're careful, we should be fine.
That's the spirit. Just keep that stiff upper lip, and you'll save the world in no time at all.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Let me double check my gameplay window. It looks great. Okay. He won't tell us anything. But turn around and leave, we'll all die, like he said.
A warning before you go any further.
Now you want to warn me? Oh, Detroit Become Human is on sale right now. I don't need it.
She will lie, she will cheat.
He couldn't be
know.
more on the money. But we're really doing this, aren't we? I'd say you're lost, but I'm stuck here with you.
We know what to look out for this time. We know to be careful. Just stay focused and you'll be fine.
Lying ass bitch. I got stabbed last time.
The interior of the cabin is a jagged mess of warped wood and broken boards.
And there's a mirror
splintered
there.
edges as uninviting as shattered glass.
But also,
The
where
only
did you get
furniture
that
of
knife
note is a
from?
pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your That's because there isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't.
Can you two stop arguing? It's stressful enough in here without all of this extra noise.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall.
Am I
I
an
hope you know how
Argonian?
ridiculous you look right now.
Like from Skyrim.
But it was there a second ago.
Now it's gone. Yet another thing in here playing tricks on us. I hate this place.
Wait, why don't I, like, I couldn't see anything. So,
Very different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
don't gaslight me, girl.
So focus up. A lot's riding on this.
If I don't kill her, will I loop again? I'm gonna not
Are
kill
we
her this
really
time.
doing this without a weapon? You know she has one, right?
Okay,
Once
but
again, I'd like to remind you that she's unarmed. But you're right, this would be a lot easier if you had the blade. The door to the basement creaks open,
Oh my
revealing what must
gosh.
once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall. The air
wow.
seeping up from below.
Oops, I keep accidentally hitting the right button.
That's right, scraping. I told you she has something. That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. Her grating voice.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
There is something so wrong with that. Yeah, she thinks she's better than us. Like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time.
Oh, now I wish I'd
As
grabbed
you
it.
descend
Oh
the
my
final
god!
step, the form of the
Oh
princess
my
comes
god,
into
that's
view,
terrifying.
her sharp eyes following you from across the room. I
She's
wonder if she
terrifying.
remembers us.
Finally, somebody. Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
Oh, her voice is definitely wonky, but I don't know if I know this time.
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down. Exactly. She sounds threatening because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right? It's boring if you leave.
She's bored? It's absurd. She doesn't get to be bored. Not in a way that matters. She's a prisoner. She's... Shit. In a sudden burst of movement, the princess leaps towards you, a blade erupting from her free arm, her wrist limp and empty from the violent expulsion. Huh. So I guess she did have a knife of her own after all.
Aw, man!
Conciliatory of you. We appreciate it, really. Now what are we going to do? At least we're safe here. She's still in chains, and those chains stop her from continuing her advance. At least for a moment.
Holy fuck!
She looks down at you with something between annoyance and confusion. Then she slices through her arm.
Oh my god!
Okay, maybe we aren't safe here.
It's too late to run, dude.
She doesn't even hesitate before darting towards you with a terrifying speed you can't hope to outpace. That won't stop us from trying. Run, 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 run! Sprint for the stairs, but I wasn't exaggerating when I said she was running.
I wasn't
at you with a
exaggerating,
terrifying speed.
bitch.
We don't make it, do we? No. You feel her blade in your back before you make it to the first stair.
I'm going to kill you now.
With a squelch, she does just that. Everything
Damn.
goes dark, and you die.
Okay, so she has a blade no matter what. Is there any,
You're
like,
on
what
a
if we
path
talk to
in
her?
the woods. No, fuck that. If we're gonna have to keep doing this over and over and over again, we're not starting in that goddamn woods every time. We're starting in the fucking cabin. You're
Fair.
what? The interior of the cabin is sharp.
Oh.
A constricting mess of curved and battered sheet metal
Oh.
pushing you towards... Wait, excuse me? What just happened? What did you just do?
Where's the door?
I feel dizzy. Oh ho ho ho! I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Isn't that interesting?
Okay.
Who holds the cards now?
Okay, interesting.
Nobody. Nobody holds the cards. That's how it's always been. That's unfortunately how reality works.
Narrator, you don't know what's going on,
Who
okay?
cares about cards? You're all acting like this is about winning and losing, while this is actually about having fun.
Oh, that's a new voice. Contrarian.
How can you care about having fun at a time like
Oh,
this?
I have more
There's
voices. I thought
someone,
it was just one voice every
something
video.
out there pulling the strings, and we're all just puppets until we can figure out how to see them.
I think these are all the voices of the narrator, just different aspects of him, because like it's all voiced by the same guy, and I don't know if that's on
But
purpose
what
or
if
not.
that someone is us, eh? Eh? Wouldn't that be neat? If we were the ones pulling the strings, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have died twice already. Great, so obviously you've already been here. How many times?
Oh, he believes us this time?
This is our third? No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realise that every time you fail, she escapes and an entire world is damned to destruction, right?
She died in the first one, though.
That can't be right. That's too much responsibility.
Word, bro.
It's only too much responsibility if these worlds are real. Let's just stay focused, shall we? The only furniture of note is a bent metal table, a pristine blade perched. We take it. Okay, sure, you take the blade before letting me finish telling you it's
Oh.
there. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world, and then we throw it out the window.
No.
What? That blade is the only edge we have. We are not. Too late, because we already did it, didn't we? Fortunately for the rest of you, and for me, and for the sake of the world,
Aw.
that is horribly unfair. He shouldn't be allowed to just do things like that. You were the one who made us pick it up. See? You're not the only one who can figure out how to do things. What's done is done. I suggest you make the best of it.
No, let's go outside and get it.
Oh, is this how things are going to be now? All of us vying over a single body? Fine. See this corner? It's mine. And I'd better not see any of you trying to invade my personal space. So, are you just going to stand there, or are you going to head to the basement like you're supposed to? I'd love to get started just as much as you would, but how are we supposed to get down there? You walk through the door. You do know what doors are, right? But there isn't a door, it's just that mirror again. There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you? It's like you can't even see reality anymore. We can see our reality just fine. Why should we trust his?
That's some really good voice acting.
You make your way to
It
the
better
door at
not
the end of the
fucking
hall,
disappear this time.
stopping just in front of it. You really must think you're looking at a mirror. Well, it doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open it. Let's just fumble for the handle and be done with it. I don't care what we look like. I care about getting to the end of this mess.
I care.
You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. It creaks open. And the mirror's gone. How surprising. I can't say I was particularly invested in looking at it before, but now I really want to see what's in it.
Thank
It's
you.
so
That's
keen
what I'm
on hiding from us.
saying.
Whatever it has must be. It feels like it's hiding something from us. It's part of the big picture. I just know it. That's why it. Guess it's time for us to see her again. Just stay focused and you'll be fine.
But we don't have a knife.
You step forward, but you don't get a chance to linger on the basement stairs. They
I
are
fucking
smooth,
fell
flat, and
down.
metallic, an unintentional and unfortunately slippery ramp that quickly sends you skittering to the bottom. As your body tumbles onto the basement landing, the form of the princess comes into view, wryly smiling at you from a distance.
Her dress is even more tore up.
Hi, it looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore. And you still don't have a weapon. That's funny! That's a joke! I'm going to kill you now.
Aw.
Yes, that was extremely silly of whoever did that. Probably a bad idea. That was you. I know, I'm just trying to add some levity to this.
We're about to die again,
Well, since
homie.
all of this was your idea, how about you figure out how to get us out of it? Oh, guys like us don't get to make any decisions. You should know that. I decided to pick up that blade, and you decided to throw it out the window. I take it back. Having my own corner clearly isn't working because I can still hear you three yelling at each other. She's going to kill us again, you know? Especially if we keep fighting with ourselves.
Can they
Need
all
to get
heal
rid
when
of
I
our
get stabbed?
thoughts. Your internal bickering
Oh
is
my
punctuated by the
God!
sound of slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades glistening with her blood, the empty flesh of her arms flopping at her elbows like torn sleeves. The chain clatters to the floor.
That is terrifying.
You're going to make me walk over to you, aren't you?
They're uneven. That bugs me.
Alright, I'm out of ideas. What we doing?
Fight with what? Fight her with what? We're fighting her with no weapon. Well, okay, so I think these two are our only real options.
Can we trust someone who wants us dead? Exactly. I think she established that at some point between stabbing us to death and directly telling us just now that she was going to kill us. You were the one who asked for ideas. Fine, talk our way out of this. Maybe that's the answer. Oh, for the love of... The princess stops for a moment.
What? She's
mulling
really
over your deranged
pointing the blade at
proposition.
she like literally. That's so adorable though.
Nah, not interested. And don't take it the wrong way. I think you're neat, but I'm having way too much fun to stop.
Is this what it's like dealing with me? Yeah, it is. You're the worst one of us. You know that, right? Don't rank us. The last thing we need is to be arguing with ourselves while... But you never finish that argument before the princess closes the distance. She skewers you. Ow. Wow. She is absolutely uncompromising, isn't she?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it seems
A new
weird,
one.
but if anything, this makes me want her to like us even more. Oh, a new one of us. I thought that only happens when we die. Did we die? Nah, we'd know if we died. Right? You're on a... No, you're in a... Where the hell are you? We're dead, aren't we? We're dead. How long have we been dead? Have we been dead the whole time? Dead.
Oh no.
Dead. Stop saying dead, all of you. We might have died a second ago, but right now we're extremely not dead. This is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been here? I don't actually know how to answer that question.
I think we're on 4. This is.
I think
4.
he means how many times have we died?
If we actually died the last time, this is loop 4. If we're still on the same one, but not dead, we're on 3.
Yes, that. Oh, I've lost count, to be honest.
I haven't. It's 4.
No wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas, and I love that.
But I guess we don't have time to talk about things before the princess advances. Okay, whatever we do gets us another us. Let's see how many we can stack. There's got to be a point where it makes us better than her. Flawless idea, if you ask me. Such a go-getter attitude.
Come on, show me something new.
Flirting. Oh.
Compliment her on those gleaming blades. There's nothing better than a capable woman. She skewers you.
You're
Damn.
cute.
Well, there's more of us. Let's see if that helps. We just have to hit her
More
harder.
fucking blames, Jesus.
She skewers you. More noise isn't helping, it's just making it harder to focus.
That was also another one of my thoughts. That it would be harder.
point? It's all the same. She skewers you.
Even more blades, dude.
Oh, don't give up on me just yet.
He's
You
looking
gotta
more
keep
and more
going.
like a monster.
It doesn't matter how many times this takes, we can't give up. We don't even have a weapon. Yeah, some clod threw it out the window. Again, that was you. No, I was just the clod who suggested it. And if I knew we'd be stuck here forever, I wouldn't have done that. Just keep dodging, just keep dodging.
Do you have blades coming out of her like hips now?
She skewers you.
What's the point of avoiding me if you're not going to fight?
With
See?
what?
We lasted a little long. Barely.
She's going to kill this body either way. So stop feeling what it feels.
She skewers you.
Wow.
Ooh, not bad. Real tough.
We're getting close to something, can't you feel it? One last time.
Fine. One last time.
None of this is working. Think.
This was 5,
Think.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
She skewers you.
And then everything goes dark. And you
So we're on
die.
11, right?
You're on a... Don't lose your head. We're in a cabin. Take it from here. No steel claw, though.
No steel claw? Are you talking about the pointer, or are you talking about, like...
Was tossing it the only thing we've done that was permanent? That's a sick joke, universe. A sick, sick joke.
Fair.
If it's gone for good, then maybe we never actually needed it. That's what I've been telling you all. We could do this without it. We're tougher than steel.
The mirror's gone, though.
Mind over matter. Who needs violence when... Who needs love when you've mastered yourself? Who needs anything when we don't matter?
Well, boys, are we ready? There are entirely too many of you. How many times have you been here?
This isn't good. This is...
How about you stick to describing things, and we'll stick to doing them?
Yeah. Leave it to the pros.
Narrator, we heroically stride through the door and towards our destined final encounter with our star-crossed lover.
Would he be here if I didn't choose the flirting one?
Fine by me. You walk to the door and onto the basement stairs, only...
It's more of a slide. We know. Fine, I'll just shut up then and speed this whole thing along.
Good.
Are you sure you don't want me to describe the stairs? Or this room, or anything? It feels like I'm hardly a part of this.
Don't care. Just want to see how this ends.
Fine, you make your way to the basement, where the princess...
There's no
awaits you.
chains.
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again? I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together. But I guess we're not done. That's okay with me. It's good even. I like that. I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see
Is it like my mutilated body parts?
I'm not going to wait for an answer. I'm just going to show you. It's worth it though. Just you wait. And not for very long, because I'm going to do it right now.
Are you going to say what she does?
Do you want me to talk now?
Well, yeah, she says she has something new. I want to hear about the new thing.
Yeah, me too.
I think I speak for all of us when I say that I would like to hear you describe her new thing.
Really? Okay then.
Here we go. Now.
The princess's skin twists, splitting into red blooms of raw meat as it stretches and tears.
Oh my god.
It becomes a wave of blood and viscera, pieces of her splattering against the walls. All that remains in the center of the room is a skeleton of blades. A heart beats furiously in its cage of a chest.
Oh my
Are
god.
you ready for what comes next?
She's gonna give me a stabby hug.
Holy shit! She's gorgeous. Absolutely divine.
Yes! Behold, the perfect woman.
Do you think we can throw her out the window?
You'd have to drag her all the way
That
back
looked
upstairs.
painful. How is she still alive? Heart's still beating, that's all she needs. This is fake. This is all fake. That's all just made up.
I'd say we bow down to her right now if that had ever even slightly worked for us. This is all just a sick joke. I hate existing.
We're screwed. I quit. I'm done. Forget it.
Narrator, what just happened? It's so quiet.
I don't know, bro. We're back in the original room.
Something feels different about you. It almost makes me feel different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once.
This is her chest and this is her head? Oh, am I a ghost now? Oh my god. Wait, was I not real the whole time? Was I like a
This worked
construct?
before. I was able to make you dead before.
It's a weed. I don't know.
Did you do that? It's funny if you did. You're nothing. You've done nothing to me, and I've done so much to you, and that's who we are. But it's like you're nothing now. You can't be nothing. If you're nothing, then what am I? Am I nothing too? No, I'm the one who hurts you.
Oh? I just got an achievement. It says, allow a sharp foe to vanquish yourself. Oh? Oh, the mirror. Is it gonna be nothing? Because I haven't seen anything this whole time. I got an achievement called The Body, It's You. I feel like I'm being like literally like mind wiped right now.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Okay.
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you? I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Oh my god, the soundtrack. Holy crap.
How can the world have ended if we are talking? You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Okay.
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Are we like celestial angels?
She is part of me, and part of me is her. You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Fair.
Yes. Nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. Perspectives to make my own. This
Okay.
one is sharp and single-minded. She is cruelty, but she is also joy. She will make for an indomitable heart. Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
Okay.
Nothing, as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is
Okay.
no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget,
if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom. You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
So confused.
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated. Everything, until we meet again.
Okay,
She asks
sure.
that I tell you to remember her.
I guess so. I don't think I will. You're about to make me forget. Confused. Okay.
You won't.
Okay, so I start over, right? New achievement. Bring the razor's heart to her.
You're on a path in the woods,
Achievement.
and at the
Level
end
up
of
when you
that
see it.
path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
Okay.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave?
Not even gonna.
Do you even know where you're going?
I want to see what's behind me.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
But really,
That's
though.
strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin.
Bruh.
How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all. You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. Your silence is deafening.
I don't think I've said anything yet.
But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition.
Third time's the charm.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will.
Oops.
And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange
think that
starts to
was there.
happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves.
Oh?
But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light.
Oh?
In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be. Wait, what's going on? But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can.
Why is it my responsibility? Oh my gosh, am I supposed to be saving this whole time?
You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Oh, but apparently that's an option because there's a second chapter.
You're on a path in the woods, and you're here to slay her.
Those walls weren't here last time.
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's... I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience. He might have walled off everything but the path to the cabin, but I'm sure there's plenty of other ways we can ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off.
What if I
The world
walk
really
the other
did
way?
end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet, and you are never going to slay her with that attitude.
Or
Oh, that's clever! A little boring, though. It's extremely boring. Can we really do that? Can we really just do nothing? No, you can't just do nothing. You have to do something.
no. I'm confused.
Alright, so it's decided. Even if it's boring, we're going to do nothing forever. Congratulations, you continue to waste everyone's time and do nothing. Wait, can you still hear me? What is that weird feeling? It's like I'm barely even here anymore. Well, it's not nothing, that's for sure. Does that mean we messed up?
Oh. Sorry, I'm a fast reader. Achievement: return to your destined path.
You're on a path
and
in
face
the
the
woods.
destined consequence.
You're here to Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Okay.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job. You make your way up a warning. She will lie.
Skipping a little
The
bit.
interior of the blade is... The door
Just
to the
talk
base
to her
of her
this way.
voice
Hello?
is hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all...
You are? It's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
Oh, I go down the stairs anyway.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
I don't have a key or
Only
anything.
making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
Maybe if I don't attack her, she don't attack me. I don't
No,
know.
you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
Well, I was
You
actually
attempt to
kinda
make your way out of the
expecting her to
basement,
stab
but the
me.
door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been easier for her, easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm.
Oh my
tearing
god!
through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
What? What?
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it may... Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
I'm freeing her.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain. You cut into her. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm.
I'm so shook right
Her
now.
leg falls
Oh
to the
my
ground, and the
gosh.
heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
That's wild,
No.
bro.
She didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
No.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it?
Your body lunges forward.
No!
The blade held low,
No!
But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive. The blade. Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious...
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are...
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony.
Oh no, I'm so
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic jest. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you
Damn,
feel
this is
every
rough.
inch.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound. It won't be long before you bleed out.
Damn, bro.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse. It can't just end like this. Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I prefer for things to have gone, everything goes dark, and you die.
Well, that's different than the fucking knife monster that we had earlier.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay her. My tricks? If he doesn't remember what happened, then... Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to say our beloved... Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your... Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts. We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. What can I say? A world... Those are two very different...
Oh, I think we've already done
You
that.
were the one who did us in. Well, not you in the literal sense, but you did... Oh, I wonder why. Maybe it's because the... I bet... I'm not going to ask. Anyway, I believe you're... If it's the latter, what do you think happened after? Do you think the people there lived happily? She would never convolute it.
It doesn't really matter because they'll stop us anyway, right?
That's right, you can't stop all of us. We're going to sweep her. Are these really the sorts of people you'd like to align yourself with? A warning. She will lie. We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in.
Okay. Your girl has to fucking pee, bro. 2 seconds. Alright.
I think we've already been over this on Pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice.
Word.
I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled.
They must be expressed.
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but don't pay their bickering any mind. The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with the blade is your very different.
Is it? I can't say I was paying much attention to...
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous
The music is
past
different
life.
too.
So focus up. That's because there isn't a mirror. There isn't.
I'm sure...
Does it matter if I try to look at it
case...
and stuff?
That's a great idea.
We shouldn't waste time preening. If he is lying about I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. You walk up to the wall next. You reach for it. Was there a second ago.
Now it's gone.
Rude.
Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
I'm gonna take the blade, but I don't
from the
plan
table.
to use
I
it.
suppose if we're to play the role of dashing knight, we need...
Hopefully it doesn't put her on edge, and there's no use arguing over motivations right now. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells all...
I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far.
We barely even know the prince.
Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just you walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy...
My love! We're here to...
You know she can't hear you.
She may not be able...
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing.
And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence.
You thought we were lying?
That's right, villain. And you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but...
We're not killing her this time.
Done is done.
We're doing the opposite.
What
Shut up.
matters... Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we wanted...
We never saw a world end.
Are you listening to him?
You didn't
He's
see
lost
it.
it.
Didn't
Don't
have
let him
them.
distract you. Just do your...
You died, and now we're talking.
Okay.
If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually.
That's because she's perfect.
Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do? She doesn't. There's no one else like me.
Well, now I don't believe you.
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence. Rescue her? What are you talking about? Did you forget that she's a world-ending monstrosity? And even, don't you see how dainty her hands are? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains.
We were able to override it last time.
If her hand could just slip out of the chains, why hasn't she done it already? Because we've yet to present her with her freedom. I'm not sure I follow. Would you rather believe me, a passionate... I think I'd rather believe in facts.
He talks too much.
So you're one of those empiricists.
What does that even mean?
One of us has to be. Then let me show you a brand new truth. Narrator, we courageously step forward and free our beloved from her bindings. No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? Yes. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
Didn't even ask the others.
You wouldn't.
I would.
I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings, and doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings.
The crown is different too. Her crown and her dress.
Shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it. But I guess I have to. I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
Wow, okay.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh.
Is that pink? Is that that's the only color I've
Are you
seen.
sure you want to do this? Just one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade is buried in her back, and everyone out there is saved. Is
Nah,
that
bro.
a threat? You know what we'll do if you try it. You're going to regret this.
What do we do now?
No, we are best friends.
That sounds perfect.
As the princess takes your hand in hers, you let your blade tumble uselessly to the floor. And with it tumbles the
Okay.
last hope for the entire world. We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending. I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it. Moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with. You and the princess walk up the stairs hand in hand. Ugh, look at this.
That's so funny.
And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks.
Oh my god!
That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
We literally can see the door to the cabin. Literally, like, we just used the knife to jimmy the lock.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
No!
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for
Is he
the
gonna
strength of
change it
true
again,
love.
like he did with the chains?
Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her.
No, we are in love!
Of course you
Smash!
understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known. Are you listening to this? You don't have to go...
Oop, I keep maxed out. Okay.
I'm just along for the ride at this point.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door together. Blech. And the lock clicks and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me?
And now he knew everything.
I told you our love was insurmountable.
I'm shook
When
right
the
now.
princess make your way upstairs, her freedom and the world's ruin are just a few moments away.
At this point, I
If you
want to
don't
go
mind, I'm
outside
gonna
to
fix
see what
myself
happens.
a drink before you ruin everything. If I'm about to see the end of the world, I'd rather not see it sober.
The world is not gonna end. Shut up.
That's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you?
You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin, and then you step outside.
Achievement, your level set you free. Romantic haze.
A happy ending at last.
Oh, it's getting fuzzy.
We did it. What should we do now?
Where did everything go? Where did he go? Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
Oh no! I hope we didn't just like doom her.
Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
Did you just steal? Did you steal my one true love?
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now? What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. Do it then. End us all before I die of a broken heart.
Do I have a face now? Achievement, the bloat, you've grown. I have like feathers, I think. This part right here, but it's pretty much the same. They took my girl.
When I found you in the long quiet alone, I was terrified. What if you had decided to let me wither?
That was an option?
But your commitment now is final. Your ability to walk the path of mutual annihilation is vanished with your return. If you still wish to obliterate me, it will have to wait until I am complete. Flickering lights in empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
You took my girl. No, you took my girl.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. I would be alone and without sensation.
So are they not real? Is that what it's saying?
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and you will have your rest in due time. Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
Okay. Okay, so if I destroy my body, I want to go back, but I also want to see what happens if I destroy my body.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
Oh. I guess it doesn't matter.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am.
I can't
We will
believe you
meet
took my
again.
girl. I can't believe you took my girl. Dog! Achievement. Bring the damsel to her. A loving vessel.
You're on a path. You're here to
Oops.
You make your way. A warning. She will lie.
The hero didn't talk, I don't think. Usually I start with
The
the
interior
hero.
of the blade is your... You take the blade from the table. The door to the basement creaks open. Her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous.
Oh, there he is.
Don't let it fool you.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs. She's so... Focus on the task.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something? Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop...
She makes a compelling point. What? Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a
No.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking.
You step forward. Your grip on the blade.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And so, you should...
She's unarmed.
We'll just do it.
Doubt,
Oh, shit.
unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw.
Damn,
It
bitch.
feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurts! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing.
Oh, okay.
Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
The door will lock if we try to run.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job. The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
The two of you fall to the floor.
This was fun.
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
You're on a path. You're here to... I can assure you that you didn't slay her and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time.
A gaslight gatekeep girl boss, I guess.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. That's fine. It doesn't matter if he can hear us. That's the spirit. There's no point in squabbling. A warning before she will lie.
Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or...
Are you sure about that?
The point of my warning wasn't as the princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Crystal. Let's just get on with...
If we try to kill her again, will we get that knife ending?
The cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest.
Oh?
Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is
Very
your implement.
interesting.
You'll need it if you want to do this right. You take the blade from the altar.
Disappears when you open the door anyway, so.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone. Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
Okay, so the first playthrough was us killing her, but then her killing us, and then just her killing us over and over. Second one, we refused to kill her. We freed her each time, and this one, we just
This
fight
isn't
her
what she
until
sounded
death.
like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening.
Good. Sounds like my kind of princess.
As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight. As you descend the final step, the form of the
Damn!
princess comes into
Dummy
view.
mommy number
A
one.
large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall.
Oh my.
Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Oh, it's you again. I'd been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us. And you brought your little knife, too. Yes! I'm going to have fun breaking you into little pieces.
What's that? Oh, that whole deja vu situation. Yes, it does seem like you and the princess remember each other, so let's say for a moment that I do believe you. For all we know, whatever happened to you last time was just a fluke, and beyond that, do you know who doesn't remember anything that happened last time? Me. I don't remember what happened last time. Are you okay? Of course I'm not okay. As far as we're all concerned, the fate of my world is still very much on the line. Not all of us have the luxury of jumping over to a parallel universe the second we die. Free her? You aren't. I don't know why I'm even bothering, to be honest. You know the stakes of the situation.
Who says I want to be free?
Are you sure we want to look a gift horse in the mouth right now? If she doesn't want to leave, doesn't this whole situation just work out for everyone?
There's nothing out there for me. The only thing I care about is right here. All I want is to keep knowing what it feels like to kill you and be killed by you. I want to feel that knife split me open. I want to feel your bones snap beneath my fists.
I think I'll just let the princess speak for herself here. Leaving her in the basement isn't an answer. You have to make a choice, and there's only one choice.
What is there to unpack? I was dead and now I'm not, and the same goes for you. There, don't you get it? We've been given free rein to wail on each other. Forever.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Finally ready to complete your destined task, you launch off the wet stone floor of the basement and catapult yourself headlong towards the princess. Here we go. Let's make this count. Oh, we'll make it count, all right. As you bridge the gap, your blade slashes across the princess's chest, splitting skin and drawing a jagged line of bright red blood. But she's unfazed by your onslaught. Her expression barely changes as her fist collides with your ribs, cracking them like twigs, and you can hear her chains snap as you struggle to recover from the impact. She almost looks disappointed in us. Why is she disappointed in us?
Oh, you don't actually get it, do you? That knife may be sharp, but you clearly don't want to kill me. It's not fun if you hesitate. It's not fun if you try to trick me and make me bleed out. It's only fun if you go straight for the heart. You need to put everything you have into seeing me dead. Or what's the point? So don't be afraid. Don't hesitate. Kill me.
Don't let her get in your head. Reincarnation or not, this world needs you to win. She's huge, but that probably means she's slower than us. Take it slow, think it through, and don't panic. Bleeding her out is our best course of action. Don't listen to them. She understands something that they don't. The only way to... You push yourself off the ground and attack the princess, trying to bait an opening. You do your best to outplay her, slashing out and leaving red cuts from the tattered remains of her white dress. But you have little room to maneuver. For every glancing blow you manage to land, she slams you against the wall in retaliation. This weak little dance isn't working. Just pump it up. She's throwing us around like a ragdoll. I think overpowering her is a little out of the question.
Did you think you could stop me with a few cuts? All this dancing around is doing nothing but annoying me. I own this place, and I own you.
Jenna's arm shoots forward, her palm wrapping around your head, fingers gripping your skull.
How disappointing.
She squeezes, the pressure unbearable as her fingers dig into your scalp. The last thing you hear is the unsettling crack of your skull and the sickening churn of what was your grey matter. Everything goes dark, and you die. You're on a path in the wood. If you weren't so damned afraid of what she'd do to you, we wouldn't have died back there. Fear is good. Fear keeps us alive. We died because you didn't have enough of it. So what? You'd have us cower in a corner? No, but that place suits her better than it suits us. She's big. We can't hope to find holes and openings down there. We need more room if we're going to survive. Are you suggesting luring her into the woods? Do you have any idea how dangerous that would be? If you lose sight of her, if she manages to slip away, that's it. Game over for everyone, yourself included. Are you not challenging us on all the looping? Have you known about it the whole time? Are you the same one we've been talking to since the beginning? Sorry to disappoint what I'm sure must feel like a grand revelation, but that's not what's going on here. We've never met. Then what is going on? What's going on is that you'd only be saying the things you've been saying if you'd already been here, and if you'd already seen things you weren't supposed to have seen. It doesn't matter. We could go in circles forever. I don't like staying still for too long. Let's get to the cabin, see this through. It's good to know that at least one of you is still capable of reason. We may have the same destination, but we're not the same. You are still an other, and I don't trust you.
Well, fortunately, you have an entire trip through the woods to reconsider that.
There's nothing to reconsider.
Are we? I haven't signed off on anything yet. Violence is the answer here, but the method is equally important to the act. You can't let her leave the cabin.
It's like I said, all just circles. Instinct tells me we need space, and I trust instinct.
It's evidence of one of many ticking clocks. You can't let her spread any further.
Things are always changing. She changed, the cabin changed, because they're not supposed to have changed.
This is supposed to be a path in the woods. If it's not, it means something's gone horribly wrong. It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up the hill at the cabin. I hope you've given serious thought to your predicament. No last advice for us? No words of warning? From what I gather, you've heard it all before. There's no use screaming into the wind. I don't know, screaming sounds pretty good right about now. I could use a little catharsis.
Catharsis is for when we're finished. For now, we need to hold it out in front of us, something to chase. The interior of the cabin is suffocatingly tight, more of a glorified tunnel than a building. Its stone walls squeeze against your sides, leaving you no choice but to press forward. The only furniture of note is an iron altar jutting out from the wall, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. See, we have even less space than before. We need space or she'll kill us. And the only space is out there. Take it! You take the blade from the altar. Good. There's no overcoming her without it. We need every part of us to survive, and that steel claw is as much
A mirror? But there is no mirror. There's the eye, but there isn't a door.
There is. Circles, circles, all of it circles. There's something for us at the end.
I agree with the freak. Let's get a move on already.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it, as if you don't see it. You're rather committed to the bit, aren't you? The door's right there, it's right in front of you.
It's a bit grimy. Why don't we wipe it clean?
You bring your fist crashing down against the door leading to the basement. It swings open, scraping against the floor as it reveals the dim path ahead. Before you is what may as well be a sheer cliff face. There are enough footholds that you'll be able to clamber your way to the bottom, but it will require careful effort. The air hissing up from below is warm and wet, like the breath of an enemy locked in close quarters.
If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Her voice, bold and fierce and impatient, echoes from the chamber below.
Do you have more fight in you than last time? That was such a disappointing show. I know you can do better than that.
Goad her. Rile her up. If she's angry, she'll make mistakes.
That's not how this works. I'm all chained up, remember? How about you come down here and fight me?
Those chains were nothing to her last time. There'll be nothing to her this time. We need to show ourselves first, to make her boil over. Fine by me. You've nowhere to go but down. You start the difficult journey, gripping the stone, lowering yourself foot by grueling foot. But soon, there is solid ground beneath you. Remember every crack and crevice. You'll need to be faster than her. turn to face what lies at the end of the narrow tunnel. The princess, imposing and tightly muscled, grins back at you from the darkness. Her face widens into a broad grin.
There you are, knife in hand. How thrilling. Attack me, bleed me, twist the blade in my flesh, break your bones against my body. I want a real challenge this time.
She'll kill us in the tight space, steel claw or not. Make her come to us, stand beyond her chains, let her become frenzied. She'll break them. Then we run. I really don't like the sound of this. It's the only way we live.
Well, what are you waiting for? If we're gonna do this right, you can't be scared. You need to want this as much as I do. So go on. Make the first move. Don't keep me waiting.
You step forward, stopping just outside the reach of her chains. The princess scoffs.
Oh, you're up to something tricky, aren't you? You're teasing me with what I want, but I'm sick of waiting. I'm not going to let you give me another bad fight. I'm going to get what I want.
Bloody desire in her eyes, the princess rushes forward, ignoring her chains as they bend and snap. Run. Without hesitation, you turn back the way you came and scramble up the ledge towards the tunnel entrance. As you near the top, hands desperately clawing at jagged stone, you glance back. The princess is right on your heels. She doesn't bother to scale the wall as you do, instead digging deep into the rock of the cliff face with her fingertips in her rapid pursuit.
Anywhere you go, I will follow.
Good. You reach the ledge and hoist yourself up into the tunnel, the cabin door finally in sight, at once within your grasp and infinitely distant.
What is all of this for? What's the point? You and I are always going to end in violence, so why bother to run? I know what I am. Why can't you be the same? Little bird, little bird.
We're almost there. Don't think about almost. We're there when we're... And we'll take the fight with us. Your skin hums tight with adrenaline as you burst through the cabin door and roll onto the grass. You glance back at the cabin as the princess, singular in her desire to destroy you, explodes through the doorway. You are walking a dangerous path. If you waver once, it's all over. So get it right.
There's nothing left to slow me down. Do you think this is better for you? Do you think this space gives you an edge? Then show me. Show me that you've been worth all the room you've taken up in my head.
Do it. Be swift, strike true, be where she's not. Let your body move you. You leap from the grass and bound towards the princess, keeping low.
Charging me head on. Brave and foolish.
Her body braces for impact, and that's where you're both wrong. Left now. As the princess strikes, your body swerves to the left. She overextends, stumbling as her balance shifts unexpectedly. Strike. Before you can finish the thought, you lash out, the blade slicing through her leg. She turns to swing again. Right. You move out of the way, but this time it's not quite as clean. You can feel a bruise already blooming where her elbow crashed into flesh. It's nothing. A scratch. Yes, it could be worse. And you managed to gift her another cut in return. I'll be damned. We're actually going to pull this off, aren't we? You just might. But don't let it get to your head. Not until it's over.
Yes, finally! This is the hole I felt in my heart. This is what I've needed. This is what I've been missing. This is how it always needed to end. Both of us giving it our all, beating and bleeding each other to death.
The two of you engage in a devastating flurry of blows, each of you wounding the other again and again. She's stronger, but you're faster, and the deeper the both of you fall into your lethal dance, the more your edge shines over hers. She's slowing down, blood pouring from wounds, splattering at her feet, leaving her weak and unsteady. More! Keep going! We can't stop now! You spy an opening. She's waiting for you. She lets you sink the blade deep, trapping you in place long enough to wrap you in her impenetrable arms. You're slammed to the ground. Nothing! These blows are nothing to us! But her gambit wasn't enough to close the gap. It wasn't enough to kill you. She stares you down, coughing up a splash of blood as she gasps for breath.
You've outplayed me, haven't you? Something feels wrong. Something.
And? She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. That thing reeks of death.
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
Okay. If you say so, we'll trust you. I'd like to be somewhere nice.
Maybe there'll be a good fight there. Maybe we'll find her again.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one, all of me is changing. It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me? You are what brings me meaning. Know that the pain of your journey will subside in due time. But you still have a ways to go before we are done. My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen. Perhaps this will change when our work is done. If you need time, then I will wait with you. I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
You're on a path. You're here. You make your way up. A warning. She will... The interior of the blade. You take the door to the pub.
Who's that?
She said, don't let it... Good. You're still listening to reason. She's focus on the task.
And there you are.
You step forward. Your grip on the blade.
Oh? No talk. I'm probably... So, you...
She's unarmed. You lunge forward without a moment. You feel flesh easily...
Oh, this is it. Isn't it? Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced.
Yes, but it's over. But is it over? Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here. You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away. What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy. This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. No. This is the beginning of eternity. Your reward. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier. Psst. Hey, we're not just going to stay here forever, right? I do, but you're probably not going to like it. The blade. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid he's right. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place. Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way... Don't you dare. Thank you. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die. The end. Nice knowing you. You're on a path you're here to slay. I can assure you that you're not dead. And to answer if he doesn't remember what happened, that's fine. It wasn't very hard to kill her last time. We'll just do it again. Well, if for whatever reason you're going to... A warning before you go any further. She will lie. She won't be a problem. The interior of the cabin is cold. a soft odor of dirt permeating. The blade is your... It feels like no one's been here for a long, long time. Like I've been saying, she's dead. You take the blade from the table. The door to the basement groans open. The room below, nobody's here. As much as I appreciate the optimism, I guess we'll just have to go down and see. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain. Okay, she's definitely dead. It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor. Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous, skeletal grin. And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here? A ghost! Oh, wow. How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, killer. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you. Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin. So she has a body, and she's right there. That means we could kill her again, if we wanted to.
I see you brought that annoying knife again. So, are you waiting for a chance to use it? Or are you here for something else? You don't look dead, killer.
The princess grabs your wrist, a sudden shock of cold flowing all the way up your arm, her eyes still fixed on yours as you try to squirm out of her grip.
And you don't feel dead either.
She lets go and pulls away. Your fingertips tingle painfully as the chill subsides.
I'm less interested in why you are, or how you are, and a lot more interested in what you are. I've tried to leave on my own. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place, even the spaces between the walls. But I never found a way out. I always wound up right back here. I just want to go home. I'm so cold and alone here. But you can come and go as you please, can't you? So, let me hitch a ride. After all, you owe me.
Absolutely not. Is she asking if she can possess her? She is. And I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen. Would she be able to see us if we went along with it? Now, isn't that an interesting thought? We could... You won't like how things play.
If I'm able to. But for all we know, that's not how it works.
Don't much like the sound of that. It's crowded enough in here as is. It could be the best way to trap her for good. Doesn't seem like it would be very easy to end the world from inside someone else's body.
That is a very dangerous train of thought.
Sure, why not?
That doesn't sound very reassuring.
I can't believe you're even entertaining her right now. I mean, just look at her. Do you think she has good intentions for her murderer's body?
The princess swims through the air in front of you, pausing for a brief moment as her dark-rimmed eyes stare deeply into yours. There's a hunger in her gaze.
You're really trying to make it up to me, aren't you? Thanks for being a pal, killer. I mean it.
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How many times do I have to tell you?
See you soon.
She rushes forward and then she's gone. A sharp chill spreads across your body. It starts in your chest, a freezing numbness flowing out from your heart, all the way down your limbs, your mind growing cloudy and confused as it settles over your very soul.
I'm not sure I like this. Can we get a do-over? I'm afraid it's too late to stop now. The numbness gives way to a stabbing pain, your muscles twitching and convulsing violently, each involuntary movement causing more waves of agony to ripple across your body. You collapse to the floor, and everything goes dark.
Come on, you. You've got to get up. I know everything feels heavy right now, but we still have to get out of here.
Your eyes flick back open as you get your bearings, your vision swimming as...
So this is what it's like to be you, huh? Disembodied voice narrating your every move?
So, it doesn't work like that for you? Clearly it doesn't, or she wouldn't have commented on it.
All these shards of broken glass on the floor, are they also supposed to be you?
Hey, I'm not a shard of broken glass.
It's okay. You can finish your thought.
I'm a voice? I'm me is what I am.
Who cares what we are? We exist. That's all that matters.
You don't have to fight. We'll all be out of here soon.
No, it matters. What we are matters. If I'm a shard of broken glass, then that raises some questions about certain other voices in here too.
I'm clearly the same thing you are.
They're not listening to me. Do they not listen to you either?
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about him. You don't need to know what I am. You just need to know that I'm different from you. More important.
So, you're the one who pulled the strings and made me dead. I can tell you don't belong here. You're barely even there. Like the shape of something left behind. You're more of a memory than a person.
That's rude.
You're kind of like me, actually.
I'm just going to ignore her. You push yourself off the ground. The princess is nowhere to be...
Obviously she's nowhere to be seen.
Because I'm in here with all of you. Everybody knows that.
I'm setting the stage. The room is empty because you made a spiteful, idiotic, and all-round foolish decision.
You don't have to let him get to you. You're better than that. You're starting to make things right.
This is infuriating. Just whatever you do, you can't leave this place. It's not too late to fix this. Probably. Your legs, weary with the weight of the princess's spectral form and clumsy with the cold that still pervades them, stumble towards the stairs.
I'm just trying to get home. You don't have to act like it's the end of the world.
But that's exactly what you leaving this place is going to be.
You don't know that.
I do. Wait, if she has a home to go back to, doesn't that mean that her leaving won't end the world?
It doesn't mean that at all. It could mean that wherever her home is, it's outside of the world.
Yeah, but it has to be somewhere, doesn't it? And if it's somewhere, then it's part of the world.
I suppose it's all a matter of perspective. Where does the world end?
Against the backdrop of the inane conjecture of meaningless little voices, your body continues its ascent up the stairs, staggering through the open door.
For how much you hate her, you aren't doing a whole lot to stop us from leaving this place.
Maybe the bossy one doesn't actually hate me. Maybe he even likes me. Or maybe he just knows that he's been in the wrong. Maybe he's trying to make amends too.
Not at all. I'll have you know that I do hate you, and I will continue to hate you for as long as I am able. It's just the weight of it all. It's too much for me to do anything other than describe and dictate.
And whine.
This body wasn't made to hold you and the princess. If you want to renege on your cataclysmically terrible decision a minute ago, well, you're the only one that can make that happen. You continue slowly to the door, your feet like lead dragging across the floorboards, growing heavier with each step.
We're so close. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If we get out of here, I won't even care that you murdered me anymore.
You lift your shaking hand and rest it on the door handle, but you pause before you open it, exhaustion sapping what's left of your will.
Was exhaustion really the best you could muster up? It's over. There's no use stalling. Let's see what happens next.
Shit. But exhaustion wasn't enough, was it? The handle clicks as you twist it, and then the door collapses to the ground. You and the princess, free from the confines of the cabin. As you exhale from the effort, you look up and see.
Yes?
Nothing. He's gone, and so is everything else.
So we did slay him after all. He had it coming, I suppose.
But what about us? Are we just stuck here in nowhere forever? Did taking her out of the cabin really end the world?
We're still here.
Yeah, but that thing you said earlier, are we not part of the world anymore?
Okay, I've heard enough from these two. Let's see if I can pop out. I'm out. You actually freed me, didn't you? I'm outside. Thanks for giving me a second chance, killer.
Don't mention it.
I think this is where I'm meant to be.
She's gone. Is that a... This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final.
Ignore him. You have to look.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there. Do you know what we'll find? Rhetorical. I am not rhetorical. I have only known these spaces, and I have known flickers of the lives you've brought me. I'm asking you because I cannot. There is a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. If I did, I would already be awake. No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond? I am on the cusp of my awakening. Perhaps you are on the cusp of yours. This one is vaporous. She is a dream for a life she could never have, but that longing has given her so much capacity for kindness. She will make for an understanding heart. Do not mourn her. She will finally be able to hold what she never knew. One, whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular, a final multitude. These gifts are a conversation, and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see is what you choose for me when the thread is fully drawn. The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
You're here. I'm talking about the end of Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you. You make your warning. She will... The interior of the blade. You take... The door to her voice.
Who's there?
She said, don't let it...
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on.
You walk down the stairs. She's so focused on the task.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something? How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do. The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands.
Thank you.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Don't just tell her
that. Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous? Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it. She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
Too long. Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're... That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's... You charge the princess, blade trembling in your hand. She casually sidesteps your thrust before knocking you to the ground with a...
We shouldn't have hesitated.
But she doesn't stop there. She kicks you a few times for good measure, the pointed tip of her shoes feeling like a pickaxe against your fracture as you lie, crushed and broken on the basement floor. The princess kneels on your throat. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You have...
Is this really the best you could do?
She applies more pressure. Slow.
This is the end, isn't it?
I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. You're on a path in the woods. You're here. A warning. She will lie. We might as well just pledge ourselves to her. Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge? I'm not being a pessimist. You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't...
I agree. If she's wrong...
Rescue her. Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference. So if that's what you want. The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade. The blade is... Why do we feel... We don't feel small. You take the blade from the altar. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. it's still a stone basement. If the princess, her booming
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her. Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there. It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decision. Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall. The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
As if on command, the blade slips from your grasp. It clatters uselessly to the floor. But we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just going to let that happen to us? I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade. Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to... Oh, I understand what's going on, and...
Kneel. Oh, are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your legs buckle, and your knees hit the floor.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you told me I was destined to end the world. That thought wrapped itself around my heart. It has pulled at me since the moment I squeezed the life out of your broken lungs. I could feel its fundamental truth awaken me. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new, and the world as it is now is overdue for... It's time for me to seize my destiny, and you, little bird, will help me seize it.
Well, that gives away the game, doesn't it? It does. But why did she say the last time? She's right. We've been here before, and we've died here before. Pitifully. He's being melodramatic, but the point stands. Well, I'll be damned. That's not good. Okay. First things first, you're going to have to stuff those mistakes of the situation should be perfectly clear to everyone now. If you're going to save the world, you have to have faith that you can pull this off. You can't win a battle that you've already lost in your mind.
Your will was so easily broken. Am I that magnificent? All you need to do now is break my chains.
If this is what you want, then I guess there's not much else for me to say. No, you can't just give in to her. Not when the stakes are so high. Not when you're so close. I won't let you do this.
There's still something in the way. A greasy film inside of you where it doesn't belong, trying to conceal you from me. Is that a person? No, it used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you? A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
No. What are you talking about? I'm just... Ah!
Rise, my little bird.
Without hesitation, you're brought to your feet.
Break my chains.
And how are we supposed to do that? All we have is a blade.
All you need to do is believe it's been done.
There's nothing to be sorry about. This is how it was always going to be. It is good. Alright, I'm done with this. I'm just gonna go sit in the corner. Let me know if we get our agency back.
Her chains shatter, and the cuff falls from her wrist. She is loose, and the end is upon us.
What a good disciple you are. Come, it's time for us to leave.
She's gone. Is that a... This... I don't want to...
I think you know what I am.
The narrator. Yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all. An objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far. No, I'm not a part of you. But that's all a matter of perspective, isn't it? From one vantage point I must seem wholly foreign, but from another, well, all the versions of me that have existed have collectively heard your every thought and driven your every action. If that isn't being part of you, then what is? It doesn't hurt. I don't feel pain. Not physically. I am an echo, likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me. Of course, that is by both necessity and design. This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Any time you failed, any time you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers into another world. But you'll be awake soon, and then it won't be able to work like that anymore.
We've already crossed the point of no return. There's no saving me now. Not that there's ever been much of me to save. I do. People out there are real. No matter what you do to them, no matter what you enable, I want you to remember that. I'm aware, and if I were you, I'd be more precious about your time. Soon I'll be gone entirely, and you'll be left alone with your final choice. So allow me to make my final request. The princess contains death itself within her, but I wove you into being with all the power you need to destroy her forever. Do it. Slay her, and rid the world of death and suffering. You're the long quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death. I've said my piece, and my time is up. It's like I said, I'm just an echo, and echoes always fade away. You know what you have to do.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so... Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the Shifting Mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am. Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. So, will you... Violence has always been our language, hasn't it? If this is what it takes to save you, then so be it. You become nothing. A black hole of self-loathing fed by the matter of your restless thought. But at the feet of that power, the dark parts of you cannot help but burn away. Your inadequacies reduced to cinders by the blazing light of the divine. When I proclaimed my godhood and presented you with a place by my side in my new creation, you gladly took it. Without me, there is no future to look towards. It is hope that carves meaning into consciousness. And through your lack of one, you too were consumed. Yet a shiver passes through you as unseen fingers, cold as the grave, dance across your skin. They remember the violence you inflicted on them, and yet they do not return it. I offer you a path to your redemption, and you take my hand in yours. You felt the pain you caused another, and you were willing to sacrifice everything you thought was you to set me free. Without sin, there is no redemption. And without contrast, there can be nothing.
Brutality splashes you against the walls, but with stubborn defiance you rise again. And with the dance of our conflict, I was brought somewhere new. Without you, my world would have been so small. Do you remember the moment of your triumph? Do you remember the feeling of your blade finally cutting me down? My defeat was a gift. Without obstacles to overcome, we stagnate into nothing. To stagnate is to remain the same. What meaning can be taken from a single moment, frozen in time? All conflict is violence, but to remove conflict itself is to remove the textures that define us.
Your lover drives a stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? But the stakes meant nothing to you. You had a desire, and you set that desire free. You lifting me and me lifting you. Forever and ever and ever. We were both taken by the moment. It was how things are meant to be.
A boundless torrent of blades cut you from boundless angles. You are a body. You are gory ribbons. You are a body again. And you feel all of it. On and on it goes until your bodies are not your thoughts, are not you. Alive, dead, alive, dead, alive, dead, then alive and dead, and alive and dead, all at once. You learn to put yourself away and to follow. You die. And it was a joy for me to finally face my end, even when I thought I had reached an unconquerable peak. Are you still committed to my destruction, or has your resolve? Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. You cannot remove something without removing the relation. Open your eyes. Then try to destroy me if you can. But I will not yield easily to your delusion.
You don't have to face her alone. I don't think that's wrong, but I'm not sure it's right either. But we can worry about all that later. You'll never be able to strike a decisive blow from out here. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
It's time to resume our dance.
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Are you ready? Then let's go. And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it? Do you need me to describe things?
It's just us.
Yeah, it's dead silent in here. Whatever it was that was left of him, I don't think it could handle you waking up to godhood. Pretty sure he got obliterated. Is that why you want to see this through and slay her? Yeah, of course. The interior of the cabin is, well, it's a cabin, yeah? There isn't much here, just a table and a knife and a door. And some windows. You know, come to think of it, I don't think he ever really mentioned the windows, did he? There's no mirror, either. I think you broke it. And I know I've already mentioned it, but if we want to see this through, we're gonna need that blade. That's probably for the best. It's always seemed to give us more options than not. The stairs. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice?
We both know why you're here. You don't have to draw it out for my sake.
It sounded just like that. A little sharp, a little menacing. Only she didn't know us. And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
And there you are, knife in hand. That sight brings me back. You're going to do it then, aren't you? You're really going to kill me. You'll have all of eternity to yourself after this. Why don't we chat a little before I go? You and me both. Whatever world you want to build without me, I hope it works out. Despite our differences, I've always loved you, and I wish you nothing but the best.
She's gone. And I don't think she's coming back. Then we did what we set out to do. Come on, let's get going. We don't need to linger down here anymore. It's quiet here. He's gone. She's gone. No one is left to trap us here but us. It's finally over, isn't it? And all of us are still here.
I knew we'd finally see it through. All it...
We really did win, didn't we? We're the house now. We get to make the rules. This is nice. No more hunting. No more running. Just us. And whatever's out there.
Absolute reality. Who would have thought there was
The whispering, and the coercion, and the bickering. That wasn't very hard. Speak for yourself.
Well, boys, how does it feel? We're not just on top of the pecking order, we are the pecking order now. I hope this was all worth it, because I'm personally inconsolable. Lucky for us, you have forever to get over it.
Time mends a lot of things. You'll get better.
Here, here, to our vanquished foe.
It's good to be back. Now we just have to figure out what to do with ourselves. Forever. No problem. We can do that, yeah? Yeah. We can do that.
don't want to be at the end of that knife, so how about we figure something out? What if we tried doing this forever? I can do whatever you think I can, right? So make me put it all back. Make me fix the Echo's construct and make me wipe our memories of everything that's happened. Make me send us back to the beginning, before we woke up. Before either of us saw the truth.
Can she really do that? Are you sure that's what you want?
Fixing that is on you, not me. If you want me to help them, you'll have to make me help them. That's sweet, but unless you do, the whole world ends, right? Not like I care, but it seems important to you. Neither do I, but we won't be alone for long. I'll be right here, waiting for you. I don't think that's something we'll ever get to know, but odds are we've probably done it before. You brought that knife down here for a reason. Either you use it to kill me, or I use it to put things back. Yeah, I think it's too late for that, but maybe next time.
Names. Ever the passive player when the echoes spun us. Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final piece lies with you. I love you. It's magnificent. Everything, just like it always has been, and just like it always will be.